You know, there's something quietly miraculous happening inside you right now. At this very moment, without you even realizing it, your body might be whispering secrets about your future, secrets that could reveal whether you'll be dancing at 95 or blowing out candles on a 100th birthday cake. And here's what's most beautiful: it has nothing to do with luck or distant ancestors you never met. It's written in the way you move through your ordinary days. The ease with which you rise from your favorite chair in the morning. The steadiness of your hands as you pour your first cup of tea. The way your breath stays calm and even when you climb the stairs to bed at night. These aren't just random moments, they're sacred messages from your future self, telling you exactly how well life is flowing through you. I want you to imagine something with me. Picture two people, both 75 years young. One struggles to stand up from the sofa, their hands pressing hard into the armrests. The other springs up effortlessly to answer the doorbell, their body remembering movements learned decades ago. What invisible thread separates these two lives? It's not genetics. It's not even sheer willpower. It's 8 simple, profound capacities that most people overlook until it's too late to reclaim them. And here's what might surprise you most: the greatest predictor of your longevity isn't in some complex medical test. It's in whether you can still do something as simple as standing on one foot while putting on your socks in the morning, or remembering why you walked into the kitchen without having to retrace your steps. These ordinary acts are actually extraordinary signs, quiet confirmations that your body and mind are still deeply in conversation with each other. But this isn't about checking boxes or passing tests. This is about recognizing the poetry in your daily movements. The way your grip around a grocery bag tells a story about your independence. How your laughter comes easily after climbing a flight of stairs, rather than gasping for air. These are the uncelebrated victories that truly measure how well life is flowing through you. What if I told you that the difference between merely growing older and truly thriving could be measured in seconds? The 10 seconds you can balance on one foot while waiting for the microwave. The 20 seconds it takes you to rise from the floor without using your hands. These tiny moments are actually enormous milestones, each one a love letter from your body saying, "We're still in this together." And perhaps most comforting of all, none of this is set in stone. Whether you're reading this with pride because these abilities come easily, or with quiet concern because some have slipped away, here's the glorious truth: your body remembers. It's always waiting, always ready to reconnect with its innate wisdom. The capacity for renewal never leaves us, it just waits patiently for us to remember it's there. So let's not talk about aging as if it's some inevitable decline. Let's speak instead of preservation, of honoring, of noticing the miraculous in the mundane. Because the real secret isn't in adding years to your life, it's in adding life to your years. One ordinary, extraordinary movement at a time. Let me tell you about my friend Martha. At 82, she wakes up with the dawn, laces up her hiking boots, and walks 5 miles through the pine trails behind her home. Not slow, shuffling steps, but purposeful strides that leave dew shaking from the ferns. Now meet Tom, just 67, who sometimes stands in parking lots staring at rows of cars, trying to remember which one is his. What invisible thread separates Martha from Tom? Society would have us believe it's good genes or simple luck. But that's not the living truth. The real difference lives in 8 quiet abilities, ordinary movements and moments that most of us take for granted until suddenly, we can't. Here's what the research quietly reveals: when scientists followed 1,000 vibrant seniors for 10 years, they weren't studying their DNA or their family histories. They were watching how they moved through ordinary days. How they rose from chairs. How they carried groceries. How they remembered simple stories. And what they found changes everything. The people who maintained these abilities didn't just live longer, they lived brighter, fuller, more independent lives. But this isn't about data points or clinical studies. This is about the way your hand grips a steering wheel as you turn into your driveway. The way you can still balance on one foot to pull on your favorite pair of jeans. The way some mornings, you wake up and your body still feels like yours, responsive, familiar, trustworthy. Some of these abilities are physical, like being able to sit down on the floor to play with grandchildren and rise back up without thinking about it. Some are mental, like recalling why you walked into a room without retracing your steps. And one is so deceptively simple, you'll likely find yourself testing it before we even finish speaking today. But here's what matters more than any checklist. This isn't about passing tests or meeting standards. It's about really noticing how your body speaks to you in the quiet moments of your day. That slight hesitation before standing up? That's not just stiff joints, that's your body whispering, "Let's move together more often." The way you sometimes grasp a railing tighter on stairs? That's not weakness, that's an invitation to rediscover your strength. The beautiful, liberating truth? None of this is about turning back time. It's about meeting yourself exactly where you are and gently, lovingly, moving forward from there. Because your body never stops being capable of remarkable things. It only waits for you to remember how to listen. Let's begin with something so simple, so fundamental, it's easy to miss its profound importance: the ability to lower yourself to the floor and rise back up again without help. Not with a grunt. Not with hands pushing on knees. But with the same quiet grace you might have done at 40 or 50. I want you to picture Linda, 71 years young, with silver hair that catches the morning light as she practices her daily ritual. Every morning after her tea, she spreads a quilt on the living room floor and sits cross-legged, just like she did as a girl. Then comes the moment of truth, rising back up. At first, it took effort, hands braced on the coffee table, that momentary hesitation in her knees. But now she rises like prayer, smooth and certain, her body remembering what it means to trust itself completely. This isn't about acrobatics or extreme flexibility. It's about something far more precious: functional independence. The kind that lets you get down to play with grandchildren, tend to garden beds, or simply retrieve something dropped without that flicker of fear, "What if I can't get back up?" Here's what your body reveals when you can do this effortlessly: your quadriceps are strong enough to lift your life. Your core remembers how to engage. Your joints have maintained their sacred range of motion. Scientists have found this simple test correlates so strongly with longevity that some call it the hidden vital sign of aging well. But here's what Linda taught me that no study ever could: the floor is the most honest mirror we have. It doesn't lie about our strength or our fears. That first day she attempted to rise without help, she told me, "I didn't realize how much I'd been avoiding the floor until it became unfamiliar territory." So if you're listening to this and thinking, "I'm not sure I could do that anymore," here's the gentle truth: the path back begins with exactly where you are. Maybe today you need to practice near a sturdy chair. Maybe you'll start by just sitting on the third step of your staircase and standing from there. The miracle isn't in doing it perfectly, it's in showing up for the conversation with your body at all. Because here's what no one tells you about this first sacred ability: it's not really about the muscles. It's about maintaining a relationship with gravity itself. Every time you lower and rise with intention, you're telling your bones, "I still need you." You're whispering to your balance systems, "Stay awake." You're proving to yourself, day after day, that the ground is still yours to meet and leave as you choose. There's a particular kind of walking that tells your whole life story, not the slow, shuffling steps we've been told to expect with age, but that easy, rhythmic pace where your breath stays calm and your body moves as one flowing instrument. The kind where you're not just moving, but traveling, with purpose, with presence. This is your second sacred ability: walking through the world like it still belongs to you. Not all walking is created equal. There's a sweet spot, about 100 steps a minute, where your body says, "Yes, this is how we were meant to move." It's not about speed records. It's about that golden rhythm where your heart, lungs, and muscles find their ancient conversation again. Where you could walk and talk without gasping, walk and notice the colors of autumn leaves, walk and still feel like yourself at the end of it. Here's what science whispers about this daily miracle: your natural walking pace after 65 predicts your heart health more accurately than most medical tests. Not because speed itself is magic, but because it reflects how well your entire system still communicates. Your calves pushing off. Your lungs expanding. Your heart finding its steady, reliable beat. I remember watching my neighbor Arthur at 83, walking his terrier every morning at what he called his young man's pace. Not rushed, not slow, just alive. When researchers studied men like Arthur, they found something astonishing. Those who maintained this natural, unlabored pace were essentially wearing an invisible crown. Their bodies had preserved the sacred coordination of youth. But here's what Arthur taught me that no study could capture. It wasn't about the walking. It was about the after. That feeling when you arrive home and realize, I'm not exhausted. I'm energized. When walking doesn't take from you but gives to you. When your body remembers movement as joy rather than labor. If you want to check in with this ability today, here's a gentle way. Find a flat stretch of sidewalk or hallway. Walk for just 1 minute at what feels like your business pace, not straining, but purposeful. Count your steps. If you land somewhere near 100, your body is singing an ancient song of health. If not, that's simply your system asking for more conversations like this. Because this sacred ability isn't about performance, it's about relationship. The relationship between your feet and the earth. Between your breath and your motion. Between the life you've lived and the life still left to walk through. And perhaps most beautiful of all? Unlike our first ability that requires getting down to the floor, this one asks only that you show up one step, one breath, one rhythmic minute at a time. There exists a quiet miracle in your body right now, something so ordinary we rarely notice it until it begins to fade. Your ability to stand on one leg while pulling on your socks in the morning, to pause mid-step on uneven pavement without panic, to feel the earth solid beneath you even when only half of you touches it. This is your third sacred ability, the art of balancing, not like a circus act, but like a tree rooted in its own presence. Here's what startles most people: the simple act of standing on one leg for less than 10 seconds after age 50 doubles your risk of cognitive decline in the coming decade. Not because balance alone protects your mind, but because it reveals an invisible conversation: how well your nerves, muscles, and brain still speak to each other in real time. But let me tell you about Sister Miriam, 79, who practices this sacred ability every morning while her coffee brews. One foot lifted slightly, her hand resting lightly on the counter, not for support, but for companionship. At first, she could barely manage 3 seconds without wobbling. Today? She laughs as she counts to 30, her body having rediscovered what it means to be both strong and surrendered. The fix isn't complicated, just 3 minutes a day of standing like a heron in shallow water. While brushing your teeth. While waiting for the microwave. While listening to the rain against your window. The magic isn't in the duration, but in the attention, the way these small moments remind your nervous system: stay awake, stay alive, stay in conversation with the world. What makes this ability so profoundly different from the first two? It's not about motion, but about stillness in potential motion. When you balance, you're not just standing, you're prepared. Your muscles aren't clenched, but listening. Your mind isn't focused, but softly aware. It's meditation in action, proof that your body still knows how to dance with uncertainty without losing its center. Try it now, wherever you are. Lift one foot just an inch off the ground, no need for dramatic gestures. Feel how your ankle makes microscopic adjustments, how your hips subtly realign, how your shoulders relax into the challenge. That's not just balance, that's your entire life's wisdom expressing itself through your soles. And if you wobble? Good. That's the point. Each recovery is your body learning again, rewiring what time might have loosened. The goal isn't perfection, it's participation in this silent dialogue between you and gravity. Because here's the secret no one tells you: balance isn't something you have, it's something you practice. Not just with your body, but with your life. The same neural pathways that keep you upright also help you navigate uncertainty, adapt to change, find your footing when life tilts unexpectedly. There's a quiet heroism in ordinary acts we never think about, like carrying a full grocery bag from your car to the kitchen without setting it down, lifting a grandchild without hesitation, or holding a heavy book steady for hours while you read. This is your fourth sacred ability, the unshakable conversation between your hands and your heart. What if I told you your grip strength, how firmly and comfortably you can hold a 10-pound bag of oranges, predicts your immunity better than most blood tests? It's not about muscle alone. Your hands are neurological switchboards, constantly sending vital signals to your brain about your body's readiness to engage with life. When that signal weakens, your entire system begins to stand down. I want you to meet Henry, an 81-year-old retired gardener who still grows tomatoes in his backyard. Every summer, he carries watering cans heavier than doctors might recommend. But here's the miracle: his blood work shines like someone decades younger. His secret isn't supplements or extreme exercise. It's that his hands never stopped having conversations with weights. Each time he lifts, his body whispers, "We're still needed. Stay alert. Stay ready." This ability speaks in two languages: 1, the physical, your tendons and forearm muscles maintaining their elastic youth; 2, the neurological, your nervous system preserving its vital fight-or-fly responsiveness. Weak grip often means weakened immunity because both depend on the same thing: your body's belief that it's still required for meaningful work. When you stop challenging your hands, your system gradually assumes you're retreating from life itself. Try this now: find any object weighing 5 to 10 pounds, a bag of flour, a thick book, a full water bottle. Carry it while walking slowly around your home for 1 minute. Notice, does your arm tire quickly? Do you shift the weight frequently? Does your breathing change? This isn't a test, it's a conversation starter with your musculoskeletal system. The adjustments your body makes reveal volumes about how it's adapting to time. The beautiful truth? Unlike balance or flexibility that can feel elusive, grip strength often responds quickly to gentle daily challenges. Carrying groceries one bag at a time instead of using a cart, opening jars manually before reaching for tools, kneading bread dough or gardening without gloves, each act is a love letter to your future self, saying, "Keep your strength. The world still needs your hands." Because here's what Henry's tomatoes teach us: living isn't about preserving yourself in amber. It's about continuing to leave fingerprints on the world. Your grip is your physical signature. Make sure life keeps giving you reasons to press it firmly into days yet to come. There's a cathedral hidden inside every staircase, a holy place where your heart, lungs, and legs meet in perfect harmony. This is your fifth sacred ability: climbing steps not as a chore, but as a conversation between every system in your body. When you ascend 20 stairs without pausing, breath steady, legs strong, mind clear, you're not just moving upward physically. You're conducting a silent symphony of circulation that floods your brain with oxygen-rich blood, bathing neurons in what scientists call the miracle grow of mental clarity. Each step literally pumps cerebral spinal fluid through your mind, washing away metabolic debris that clouds thinking. Meet Sophia, 76, who chooses stairs over elevators not because she's stubborn, but because she remembers what her grandmother told her: stairs are prayers your legs make for your brain. After her morning climb to her fifth-floor apartment, she can recite poetry she learned at 20. The secret isn't in the climbing itself, it's in the rhythm. That metronome-like pace where your exhale matches every second step, your glutes engage just enough to propel you, your arms swing like pendulums keeping time. This is the hidden alchemy: when stairs stop being obstacles and become your personal hydroelectric dam, generating energy rather than consuming it. Research reveals stair climbing can effectively roll back your brain's aging clock by up to 5 years. But Sophia would tell you the real gift is how the landing always feels like coming home to yourself. If you want to check in with this sacred ability today: 1. Find any flight of 10 to 12 steps. 2. Begin at your natural pace, no rushing. 3. Notice when your body first asks to pause, before step 5. Your cardiovascular system is whispering for more conversation, after 15. Your body is still singing its youthful hymns. The magic fix isn't training for marathons, it's the art of the micro-ascent, taking the stairs at church or the library even when tired, pausing mid-flight to breathe deeply rather than stopping, letting your hand graze the railing like a dancer's bar, for rhythm, not support. Because here's the truth your body knows: life will always ask you to climb, to rise after falls, to reach for higher ground. When your legs remember how to ascend without protest, your spirit remembers too. Let's play a game, not to test you, but to celebrate the miracle happening inside your skull right now. I'll share 7 ordinary words: sunset, tea, laughter, marigold, candle, forgiveness, river. Now let them go, don't cling. For the next 2 minutes, just let life happen as it does. Maybe you'll glance out the window. Perhaps adjust your posture. Then we'll revisit these words like old friends returning from a short journey. This is your 6th sacred ability, not photographic memory, but trustworthy memory, the kind that holds life's essentials even amid distractions. When you can recall simple information after your mind has wandered, you're demonstrating something astonishing. Your brain's filing system still works with quiet precision. Neurologists call this working memory, your mind's sticky notes. But I prefer what Sister Therese, the 84-year-old librarian at my local parish, calls it, the soul's ability to stay interested in life. After decades watching people's minds age differently, she noticed something profound: those who could still track simple details after interruptions were the same ones who listened with their whole face during conversations, could improvise when recipes went missing, found new routes when roads were closed. It wasn't about IQ. It was about continued engagement with life's unfolding story. Now, about those 7 words. Without scrolling back, how many return to you? If most came easily, your neural pathways are still throwing vibrant dinner parties where information mingles and stays. If some slipped away, that's simply your brain asking for more meaningful conversations, not more rote drills. Here's the counterintuitive truth: memory improves not by straining to remember, but by caring to notice. The retirees at my community center who remember best aren't the crossword addicts, they're the ones who describe their morning coffee in 3 sensory details, retell minor inconveniences as comic stories, still get delightfully distracted by bird songs, because memory isn't a filing cabinet, it's a love affair with the present moment. Each time you truly attend to life, not just rush through it, you're laying down neural breadcrumbs future you will follow home. There's a particular kind of morning that doesn't just arrive, it greets you. When your eyelids lift not with resistance, but with quiet curiosity. When your first breath tastes like possibility rather than exhaustion. This is your 7th sacred ability, waking up as if your body has been in deep conversation with the night, and both of you have reached beautiful agreement. Martha, 82 years young, taught me that sleep isn't something you get, but something you surrender to. Her secret sits in the space between breaths. Breathe in through your nose for 4 heartbeats, hold that breath like a treasured secret for 7. Release it through your mouth for 8 slow counts, watch how the night leans in to listen. This 4-7-8 rhythm isn't just a sleep trick, it's an ancient lullaby for your nervous system. When practiced while lying in bed, palms resting gently on your ribs, it coaxes your body into what researchers call the longevity zone, that perfect balance between deep rest and cellular repair. But here's the deeper magic Martha discovered: how you wake reflects how you entered sleep. Those who drift off with intention, not just exhaustion, tend to rise with purpose. It's not about duration, it's about depth. 5 hours of truly surrendered sleep can restore you more than 8 hours of fitful resistance. Try this tonight. 1. Lie on your back like a child watching clouds. 2. Let one hand rest where your collarbones meet. 3. Breathe the 4-7-8 rhythm just 4 times. 4. Then, let go completely. The morning after will whisper truths to you. That first stretch that feels like reclamation, the clarity with which you recall dreams, the unplanned moment when you catch yourself humming. Because here's the secret hospitals don't teach: your bed is not just a place to collapse. It's a nightly rebirth chamber. When you honor the threshold between waking and sleeping, you don't just rest better, you age differently. After all these sacred abilities, standing, walking, remembering, rising, we arrive at the quietest, most powerful one of all. It's not in your muscles or your neurons. It lives in the space between you and another beating heart. This is the secret the longest living people on earth all share. They wake up each morning knowing someone is expecting them to show up in their life. Not in a dramatic way. Just in the ordinary, miraculous ways we too often overlook: the neighbor who notices if their curtains aren't opened by 9 a.m., the granddaughter who calls every Thursday to settle crossword debates, the coffee shop barista who starts preparing their usual before they reach the counter, researchers studying centenarians in blue zones found something startling: the frequency of these small, warm interactions mattered more than gym memberships or superfoods. Because every time you share a knowing glance with someone who's known you decades, feel your voice catch while telling an old story to new ears, laugh until your ribs ache with someone who needs no explanations, you activate something primal in your biology. Your cortisol levels smooth out like lake water at dawn. Your immune system hums a stronger tune. Even your cells seem to replicate with more fidelity. But here's what the studies miss: it's not about the number of connections. It's about their texture. That 94-year-old man who sits on his porch greeting passers-by? His daily dozen hellos are as powerful as another elder's deep weekly book club. The test is simple. When was the last time you, 1, felt truly seen by another person? 2, made a stranger's day unexpectedly brighter? 3, shared silence with someone that didn't need filling? Like breath or balance, this ability thrives on daily practice. That 30-second chat with your mail carrier about the weather, holding eye contact 1 second longer than necessary, letting yourself need help so others feel useful. Because here's the sacred paradox: the secret to aging alone well is never really aging alone at all. Your cells know this. Your nervous system remembers. Now it's just about letting your life, one small connection at a time, keep whispering that truth back to you. And so we come full circle. Not with fanfare, but with the quiet understanding that all 8 sacred abilities were never really separate. They're notes in the same song your body has been singing to you all along, a lullaby of resilience, an anthem of ordinary miracles. The floor still waits to test your strength. The stairs still promise their ascent. The memories still long to be cherished. And the world? It still needs your particular, irreplaceable presence. As our time together winds down, I want to leave you with this quiet truth: those 8 sacred abilities we shared? They weren't benchmarks to judge yourself by, they were love letters from your future self, reminding you how much life still wants to flow through you. If even one of these resonated, whether it's standing strong or remembering sweetly or connecting deeply, I'd love to hear which one spoke to you. Drop a comment below. Maybe you'll type "still rising with quiet pride," or "working on my balance with gentle honesty." And if you think of someone who needs to hear this today, pass it along like you're sharing a secret recipe for living well. Because here's the thing: this conversation doesn't have to end here. If you'd like to join me next time, when I'll share the simple 5-minute ritual that helped a 70-year-old gardener regain her grip strength without lifting a single weight, just tap that subscribe button below. It's not about numbers, it's about continuing this journey together. But for now, just take one thing with you: however many of these sacred abilities come easily today, and however many need tending, your body is still singing its ancient song of resilience. And I'll be here, listening for the echo of your stories in the comments, cheering you on with every small victory.